Welcome to the debate. Today we're diving into really the absolute top tier of the motorcycle world. It's a rarefied space where these machines are less about transport and more about, well, profound philosophical statements. They're artifacts of engineering where cost is basically no object. We're looking at three remarkable rivals: the legendary British revival Brough Superior, the highly personalized modern American craftsman Arch motorcycle, and the aggressively engineered raw power statement that is the P-51 combat fighter.
And that's a crucial distinction, isn't it, for this whole ultra-premium segment? We're not just comparing horsepower figures. We're comparing, completely different definitions of value. The value of heritage versus intense personalization versus just sheer material extremity.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the central question for this market, which is, what truly defines the ultimate high-end machine today? Is it that deep foundation of established heritage combined with meticulous tailored craftsmanship? I'm going to argue that this endearing philosophy, which is, anchored by Brough Superior's legacy and modernized by Arch's bespoke approach, represents the lasting standard of luxury motorcycling.
See, I'm not entirely convinced by that, because to define the ultimate machine, you have to acknowledge the absolute frontier of engineering potential right now. So I'll argue that the true benchmark for the next era is set by revolutionary, uncompromised material science and a pure focus on performance. It's exemplified by the radical nature of the P-51 combat fighter. Innovation that challenges convention, not sentimentality. That's the necessary high watermark.
Well, my position really centers on the enduring nature of true quality and the deeply human element of co-design. When we talk about Brough Superior, we are referencing a legacy that basically invented the concept of the ultra-premium motorcycle. They earned the name the Rolls-Royce of motorcycles all the way back in 1919. So the measure of an ultimate machine, it has to account for that kind of proven longevity. That longevity is impressive, I'll give you that, but it does create a dilemma, doesn't it? Does sticking to a proven historical standard inherently lead to, well, design conservatism? Not at all. Brough Superior set the standard precisely because they were radical for their time. I mean, just consider the SS-100. It guaranteed a top speed of over 100 miles an hour in 1924. That's just a phenomenal achievement. They were incorporating innovations like adjustable footrests and advanced suspension systems when other companies were still building, glorified bicycles. The engineering genius is in the refinement of a design that endures, not just in transient brute force.
I see that as the beauty of Brough Superior's, its commitment to that historic excellence. But if we fast forward to today, where does a brand like Arch fit into this definition of heritage? They're a young company, a very modern expression of bespoke quality.
Arch is the continuation of that philosophy, but adapt it for the modern rider. They understand that at this price point, the machine has to be an extension of the owner. Their whole aim is to deliver the most immersive, compelling, and bespoke motorcycle. And this goes so far beyond just custom paint. It involves owners co-designing the aesthetics, the ergonomics, making sure the machine is truly tailored to them. They build these high-performance V-twins that integrate exotic materials like extensive use of carbon fiber, not just to save weight, but to challenge conventional design and optimize rider comfort. This focus on the individual, that is the pinnacle of luxury. It moves the conversation away from sheer speed metrics and toward tailored artistry, and frankly, usability.
That's a compelling argument, but I would frame it differently. While Arch focuses on optimization for the rider, the P-51 combat fighter focuses on optimizing the structure itself. It prioritizes raw engineering supremacy above all else. And if we're defining the ultimate high-end machine, it has to challenge manufacturing norms, not just refine existing forms. The P-51 does this by being, and I'm quoting here, the world's first and only vehicle to be carved entirely from solid billet blocks of military-grade aluminum. This material singularity is a statement. It's the metaphor for American rebellion executed through industrial design.
Costly, and potentially brittle. I mean, aren't you sacrificing accessibility or repairability for a singular structural claim? Does that pursuit of rigidity actually translate into a superior ride quality compared to, say, an advanced chromoly frame or a refined Brough chassis?
Well, the goal isn't just rigidity. It's the creation of the most robust, fatigue-resistant motorcycle it is possible to create. And when you carve the entire frame, including this massive 7-inch backbone that also holds the fuel, from a single piece of metal, you eliminate all the inherent weak points that come with welding and assembly. It's a philosophical move towards structural permanence. And on performance, you mentioned the refinement of Brough, but the P51 delivers raw, relevant power. It has a 132 cubic inch, that's 2,163 cc, air-cooled V-twin engine pushing out 145 brake horsepower. But crucially, it delivers 160 foot-pounds of torque at just 2,000 RPM. That's not a sport bike scream. That is primal, immediate, almost tractor-like torque that defines their whole raw American power identity. And hitting nearly 165 miles an hour at Bonneville, they cite that as the proof of concept for this extreme structure.
That phenomenal torque at low RPM is certainly a standout metric. But it forces us directly to our first big point of contention, the very definition of ultimate engineering. You're championing the P51's material extremity, the billet aluminum, as the peak. I have to challenge whether this singular material focus outweighs, sustained generational engineering genius that's applied to the entire dynamic package. The refinement of Brough Superior and the integration you see in Arch. That is engineering achievement defined by longevity and handling dynamics. Arch, for example, uses proprietary suspension geometry and carefully controls weight distribution to manage the mass of a huge V-twin. That is complex, holistic engineering. The P51, by focusing so intensely on rigidity, risks creating a frame that is just too unforgiving or heavy, 560 pounds wet, which can impact handling and rider feedback, making it less ultimate in a dynamic sense.
The achievement, though, is in the uncompromised nature of the P51's commitment. While Brough's methods are historically validated, they are fundamentally traditional. The P51 is a paradigm shift in manufacturing. They aren't refining, they're redefining. The effort required to mill massive components with zero tolerance is monumental, and it results in a structure that doesn't just withstand stress, it laughs at it. So the good of the P51 is its supreme robustness. The bad, maybe, is its sheer industrial cost. And an intentional lack of subtlety.
But that lack of subtlety brings us straight to the second point, the core value proposition. Is it bespoke luxury or brutal exclusivity? I focus on the personalized emotional connection. The appeal of Arch, and to a degree Brough, is that the machine feels like it was designed for you. Arch takes months to integrate ergonomic choices and finishes. That level of care justifies the six-figure price. You're investing in a tailored experience tied to a tradition of elegance.
Right, and that tailoring speaks to one type of buyer, but I maintain that the P51 offers an equally powerful, though radically different form of exclusivity, one rooted in technical supremacy and, frankly, anti-conformity. Its beauty is its brutality, the raw, exposed hardware and the unapologetic industrial look. It appeals to those who want primal power over historical sentimentality. The sheer price, $125,000, coupled with those immense specs, it signals that the owner possesses the zenith of uncompromising American V-twin engineering. The value isn't in fitting the rider, the value is in owning a piece of structural mastery that defines the outer edge of what's possible.
Luxury, like Arch demonstrates, integrates high performance with long-term usability. The Arch philosophy says a high-end machine should be the most immersive for enthusiasts, which suggests it's built for journeys, not just for making a statement. The challenge Arch tackles is maintaining world-class performance while also accommodating a deeply customized, human-centered design. That's a sophistication the P51's blunt force approach seems to just disregard.
But the P51's structural dedication is arguably its own commitment to the riding experience, one defined by the confidence of an unbreakable machine. Its aesthetic isn't arbitrary, it's driven by the structure itself. The ugly side of that brute aesthetic might be its visual aggression, but that aggression is the beauty for its target audience. It is an optimized bookend to an era.
Let's shift to performance and legacy then. The enduring presence of Brough Superior proves that performance records have to be validated over time. The magic attached to the Bonneville Sartre flats is tied directly to their history. It's a continuous proof of concept that transcends a single measurement.
That magic is historical, though. Relevance today is defined by measurable, modern metrics. The P-51 hitting almost 165 miles an hour on slippery salt is a profound modern stress test of that billet structure. But beyond top speed, we have to go back to that 160 foot-pounds of torque at just 2,000 RPM. That is the definition of usable raw power. The kind of torque that makes every single twist of the throttle an event, whether you're going 30 miles an hour or 130.
Okay, but usable power must also be manageable power. While the P-51 is focused on structural integrity, Arch and Brough focus on controlled agility. Arch uses top-tier all-in suspension and careful component integration, including a lot of carbon fiber, to make sure the power delivery is harmonized with the handling. That commitment to dynamic balance, making a powerful machine comfortable and responsive, is a deeper form of engineering than just maximizing one specific number.
I acknowledge the value of balance, but the P-51 is explicitly positioned as developing the next chapter in American motorcycling. That whole narrative is built on its technological extremism dictating where the market goes next, pushing past the limits of traditional craftsmanship. They're basically saying the future of elite engineering is material singularity, not just refining established geometry.
But innovation without context or long-term rider integration is fleeting. The beauty of Brough is its consistency. It has to constantly measure itself against its own myth, yes, but that myth ensures an enduring quality. The beauty of Arch is its tailored approach. Its difficulty is establishing a century-long legacy without the history.
And the profound beauty of the P-51 is its radical, singular construction. Its difficulty is the inherent limitation of its own exclusivity. But for the title of ultimate benchmark, you need that uncompromising commitment to extremism, that massive V-twin, the billet construction. It's a complete, unapologetic package of technical intensity that offers a clear counter-narrative to the idea that a luxury motorcycle has to be refined or historically validated.
It certainly seems we've illuminated two very distinct paths to the pinnacle of motorcycling.
Indeed. The split is philosophical.
While the P-51's radical performance and material science are they're undeniable feats of modern engineering, I still maintain that the ultimate, enduring standard for a truly premium motorcycle lies in the marriage of proven heritage, the foundation laid by Brough Superior, and deeply tailored, human-centered craftsmanship, which is Archie's specialty. That combination offers a personal, immersive, and enduring vision of luxury that I think holds more long-term value than a temporary peak in raw power.
And I would reaffirm that the true measure of the next chapter in this market is driven by uncompromising, measurable material innovation and raw available power. The P-51 combat fighter's unique construction and extreme specifications demonstrate that absolute technological extremity paired with brutal exclusivity is the highest expression of engineering prowess today. It sets a benchmark for what is technologically possible.
The philosophies used by Brough Superior, Arch, and the P-51 illustrate perfectly that the highest echelon of motorcycling, it's just not defined by a single metric. It's a complex interplay of history, personalization, and technological extremity, and each represents a valid path to exclusivity.
Right. It leaves the ultimate judgment firmly in the hands of the buyer. It's based on whether they seek to inherit a legend, co-create a personal machine, or simply dominate the road with unmitigated industrial power. There's profound depth in all three of those approaches.